These artists made $5.6 million by selling over 10 million copies of their album, and yet they went broke. And sadly, one of them passed away. This story will shock you, because how could they have sold more than 10 million copies of their album and still become broke? Not struggling, not low on cash, broke as in bankruptcy. This is the real story of TLC, the biggest girl group of the 90s, and how the music industry made them famous but left them broke. In the early 90s, three bold and beautiful women took over the music industry. Their names were T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chilli. Together, they were called TLC. Their songs were different. Their style was cool. They talk about real things like love, sex, pain, money, and power. In 1994, they released an album called Crazy Sexy Cool. It was a global success. They sold over 10 million copies. They made millions of fans around the world. They won the Grammys, they went on tours, and they shot hit music videos. How many of you are old enough to remember this song?
I don't want your number now. I don't want to give you mine and no.
No Scrub was their biggest song. It came out in 1999 and was part of their third album called Family. The song became a big hit around the world, and that was the song most people remember them for. This song was #1 on Billboard Hot 100 for 4 weeks. It was a hit in many countries, not just in the USA. The song won the Grammy Award, and the music video was played a lot on TV stations. From the outside, they looked like queens, but behind the music, something dark was happening. You see, TLC was making millions for other people, but they are not making any money for themselves. Why? Because of this thing called record label, a contract they signed when they were just getting started. It looked like a dream come true. A record deal with LaFace Records, a manager who promised them success, big studios, big plan, everything was cool, but nobody explained the fine print. They did not know the truth hiding in the contract. The deal said TLC had to pay back the cost of their music videos. TLC had to pay back the cost of the recording. TLC had to pay back the cost of clothes, travel, security, and even food. Imagine this, you work so hard, you sold 10 million copies of the album, and the label tell you, you are owing us money. That is exactly how record label work. If you don't make enough money for them to recoup, you are going to end up in debt. Now let's break it down. Every CD they sold cost around $10 to $12, but TLC didn't get anything. The label took their first cut, the managers took their share, the production costs were taken out, the lawyers also took their shares. In the end, TLC got only 56 cents per album, split in 3 ways.
The cocky. Okay, there are 100 points on the album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. All right? 7 times 8, 56 cents. But as time went on, we learned a lot. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents.
So if they sold 10 million album, and that's about $5.6 million, split in 3 ways, less than $2 million each was left for them. Now let's remove taxes, remove store expenses, remove their debts. What would they have left? Almost nothing.
So 10 million records, $5.6 million. Seems like a lot of money. Well, it's not a lot of money when the record company has spent $3 million to record your album. And in the record business, we pay all costs back to the record company. We pay recording costs, video costs. So now we have $2.6 million left. Well, guess what? When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48, 49% tax bracket. So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million. Then you split the rest 3 ways. You got about $300,000, if that much. Okay? $300,000. I can buy a nice house with that. And what am I gonna pay my bills with?
They put in all the work from songwriting, sleepless night, recording, performing, and at the end of the day, what did they get? Nothing. By 1995, they couldn't take it anymore. The same year they were getting TV award, TLC filed for bankruptcy.
We are the biggest selling female group ever. 10 million albums worldwide. We have worked very hard. We have been in this business for 5 years, and we are broke.
The fans were shocked. People didn't understand. They were like, are these girls lying? Could this be a publicity stunt? But no, It was real. These girls stood on stage holding the microphone and they told the whole world their truth. At that point, they were not just entertainers anymore, but they became the voices of artists that were being abused by the system. One of the most powerful moments was when Lisa Left Eye came out and spoke. She was bold, she wasn't scared, she fought the label, she asked questions, she demanded for changes, but the industry did not want to change. Because if one artist find out the truth, other artists will start asking questions too. Left Eye later died in a tragic motor accident in 2022. Now, this is reality. Too many artists, especially the upcomings, get trapped in this kind of bad deals. They think fame will fix everything. They keep thinking. But behind every hit song, every award, every camera flash, there is a contract. And that contract could either be your wings or your chain. TLC were not weak. They were smart, brave, and real. But they were caught up in a system built to use artists. So next time you see a celebrity smiling on stage, just ask yourself, are they rich or they are just famous? Because in this music industry, not everything that glitter is gold. If you like stories like this, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell button so you don't miss other amazing stories like this one. And if there's any artist you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments.